Carl, what's your favorite holiday destination?
Ooh, I'd have to say Paris.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. Stunning. You know what? No joke. How about we just, appreciate the French, huh? No joke there. Just a nice, solid that.
Nice that they know what they're doing.
Yep.
They make a good croissant. They have an interesting history, and that's where they are.
Yeah. My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
This is
who
who
would
watched
watch
this.
this. Wow, what a quaint little.
What a quaint little start.
How quaint.
Like a croissant.
Maybe we should just start complimenting
Yeah.
the beginning.
I think
Maybe
so.
that should be the intro.
To stop it, to sort of outweigh the horrible
The
hour,
negativity.
the negativity,
The negativity
we're
that comes
all,
after.
We're positive, huh? Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast where we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and be a little bit positive, huh?
Today we're being positive about The Tourist, which currently has a 21% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6 on IMDb, and a 2.5 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
We picked the wrong movie. Revolves around Frank, an American tourist visiting Italy to mend a broken heart. Elise is an extraordinary woman who deliberately crosses his path.
Does he have a broken heart?
I don't think the film picks up on that. Maybe the director's cut. Maybe we missed that, huh? Okay, well, that's a weird way to say it. However, they're probably right to give it that. Otherwise, if you give the general plot, it's a waste of time.
Somebody swapped their face around after stealing a lot of money. Everybody wants it, and Angelina Jolie is there. The Tourist in a cinema. Meow.
Carl, before we get straight into the tourist, do we hop back to last week, huh? See what we thought?
I would love to. I was a happier man last week. Let's see if there's any pep in my step.
Carl, The Tourist. Ugh, a film for the goddamn ages.
One of your favorites, I believe. That's why we're doing it.
Let's get it out of the way. Let's just set the scene. When we first downloaded Letterboxd, I rated a bunch of films. And then Carl and my partner berated me for a good hour because I'd given The Tourist what I thought was a very high high rating. And then come to find out, I'd given it a 2.5.
It felt high. It felt like you loved The Tourist.
And then, oh, surprise, surprise, what has Carl given it? A 3. And then he reveals he's watched it 10 times in his life? What the fuck's up with that? That's messed up. So, who we think we watch this? Well, Carl, let's just say, we've already watched the film.
Yeah.
Somehow, both
I've seen it you've watched it very recently.
Yeah.
We were on a plane and I watched Triangle of Sadness
Yeah.
and I looked over and you were just watching The Tourist. And that was your own accord.
That was my
Nobody
own accord.
even forced you.
I was a tourist in a new city, and I figured what better way to, sort of foreplay the holiday with a bit of Angelina and a bit of Johnny, huh?
I couldn't believe, because we were on, I think, that flight back. We were going from New York back to Japan,
Yeah.
and you watched Lyle Lyle Crocodile, The Tourist, and then cooled down with Lyle Lyle Crocodile again.
That's correct.
It was a savage threesome for
It's
you to watch.
crazy we weren't even doing the podcast either. I was just a big
You
fan
were
of
just
that croc.
enjoying those three things.
Yeah.
You liked a Lyle sandwich.
I immediately started back the tourist. Sadly, we had landed. It was genuinely the kind of the worst holiday. What do we think of the goddamn?
Love it. No, it's bad.
Each time I watch it, it goes down and down and down, and I'm keen to watch it and take notes because I don't know what I'm going to be writing notes about.
It feels like it's a movie I should enjoy, and that's why I keep returning to it, being like, maybe I did enjoy. I think it's the thing that I think the issue is I always forget everything about it.
Yeah.
And I just assume that's because I wasn't appreciating it, but it's really because there's nothing there. There's nothing there to remember. It's given you nothing. And at the end of it, I'm always just like, oh, I don't know. There were 2 celebrities in it and it looked pretty.
Yeah.
So
We're
I'm
in
like,
Venice,
surely
that's
it
kind
was
of fun.
good.
I would say who would watch this. I don't think ever watch it again. I think it's a first-time viewer. Check it out, and that's it. Don't mull on it.
But it has a twist ending that surely you go, oh, I want to go back and find the clues.
And that's the thing. You go back and go, oh, they weren't foreshadowing a single thing. It's like they forgot midway through the film, went, oh, God, we've got it at the end. I stumble at the bottom. We'll get into the twist next
I
week.
feel like I've seen the movie with most people in my life. Like, I feel like
It's a perfect chuck on, huh?
It is,
It's
isn't
a
it?
perfect chuck on for people that haven't seen it because it's enough, and the twist alone at the end kind of goes, eh? And if you have seen it, you're just angry.
There's 2 main things I remember about it. It's the twist at the end and the fact that it's always a harsh cut to a Muse song. I've always remembered the harsh cut.
Harsh cut? That's crazy because here's the thing. When Muse is on the screen... It's never harsh, except the goddamn vibes, because Muse is I loved Muse when I was 12.
Oh, so did I.
I loved rocking to Muse.
Yeah.
And then I think I grew 13 in my teenage, went, I'm done with Muse. I'm putting it to the side.
I need a good cry. I need to find an indie band and just cry.
Where's Imagine Dragons? That's really what... Muse, you're done. It's crazy Muse didn't get an Imagine Dragons career.
Yeah, that's right. Where's Muse's Radioactive?
I thought you were going to start naming Muse frontmen. I was like, that's crazy.
Oh, yeah. I assume...
I think
they're like Mumford and Sons, right? They're all related?
I feel like they're Mumford and Sons, but the early 2000s. Whatever the version of a hipster was, but in 2006.
Muses.
Yeah.
I wonder if Muse was ever anybody else's Muse.
I'm going to say it right now. No.
Do you reckon it's Muses in Muse or Muses in Music and they're just the beginning of it?
I think they misspelt music.
You reckon?
That or they tried to spell moose and they got real off. They were really off.
The lead singer, Mr. Muse, does come across as a dyslexic moose lover. Oscar, who's the tourist for?
I'm going to straight up say, 1, don't watch it again. Straight off the bat. I think, really, if you are just kind of swept away by people, if you just kind of go to the cinema go, oh, Leo's in that, I guess I'll enjoy that. You're going to love this because it's 2. And it's 2010, so it's the peak of their career. And guess what? Nothing bad's ever going to happen to them before or after. I can promise you that. Unless something happens in the next week.
I think it's for people that just... Yeah, I think you're right. It's for people that love a star vehicle.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's it. It's like, a star vehicle normally has like, I don't know, like wheels and chairs in the vehicle. This one's got nothing. It's just 2 bodies rolling around an empty car.
It's just them in the Flintstones car. They're using their feet mostly, you know? It's definitely for those people that can never remember a movie, but they're always like, have you seen the new Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie
Oh yeah,
film?
they don't know the title, but they know who's in it.
Yeah. I hear Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling are in a new Mattel film.
Yes, it was
know?
weird to get Mattel. I remember the Mattel of it all, but I won't remember anything else.
Cillian Murphy and Emily Blunt are starring in a...
I hear it's a bomb.
In a bomb of a movie. I hear it's doing poorly. Again, they don't track the box office either.
They don't check the box office.
Yeah. They're always just like, I hear people love the new Henry Cavill movie with Sam Rockwell and Bryce Dallas
No fucking
Howard.
way. No, it has the bit's broken down. No one's ever watched Argyle. Let's just...
What's Argyle? Is it that movie that stars Bryan Cranston and Samuel
End it now.
L. Jackson?
Next week.
Oscar, it's the tourist.
It's the goddamn
It's
tourist.
the fucking tourist.
We're gonna be positive.
It's your favorite film ever made, and people forget this. Oscar, straight out of the bat, you've never not loved it. You watch it on a plane. You've always respected everyone in the movie. This is the reason you're a big Paul Bettany fan.
Oh, there's no disagreeing. Paul Bettany is the star.
He's carrying.
He's carrying the whole film, which
Absolutely.
is crazy. You got 2 A-listers and Paul Bettany's on their on their shoulders.
I know, you got a P-lister. Yeah. And that's what you need. He's carrying this movie. Everyone comes for the A's, I'm there for the P's, baby.
Oh, of course. Now, Carl, we just jumped straight into the tourist.
Oh, let's get into it. Okay, we're in Paris.
I love this because we get an establishing French ambulance. That's how we know we're in France.
I know, and you can always tell because the sound's always like, wee.
Oh, it's a bit whorish. It's a bit slutty. It's like, ow, ow. Oh. And the film continues this horny trend. We were following Angelina Jolie. She's looking stunning. And the film kind of knows it.
It's really getting like the people are just perving on her.
They're perving on her, and normally you'd be like, that's the character motivation. They're pervs, and anyway, but then the director's like...
He's also perving.
He's like, just a shot of her ass for... Is she wearing panties? And then just a shot of her ass.
It's crazy. Yeah, the characters are like, oh, is she wearing panties, or is she wearing nothing at all? And the director's like, let's find out.
Let's figure this
shows
out.
you.
Show, don't tell. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. It's like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. It's up for debate.
So how long do we think Angelina Jolie's character has been living here in Paris? Because she seems to be best friends with everybody at this cafe.
Well, here's the thing. That's the Angelina charisma, huh? You laugh.
One day.
Why'd you laugh? Why'd you laugh? Why did you laugh then, Carl? I think she's a stunning woman who has the brains and the charisma to match it.
I've seen Angelina Jolie have charisma before.
Yeah.
In this movie, she does not.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll get more into this. I've never seen a film really just have nothing. Like, it's got... I wouldn't even say the bare bones. What's barer than bones? I don't know. Dirt that the bones are in?
Marrow.
Marrow.
This movie's simply marrow.
It's simply marrow. It is.
You could slurp it up and forget you had it and shit it out the next day.
The actors, it's either the writing is either exposition or the film going, aren't these two in love? And because they're A-listers, you kind of go, I guess, but...
They're not in love.
They're not giving anything. They're not in love. Nobody's trying, and that's fine. I don't think anyone wanted to try.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I have no idea why this movie's so low energy and so nobody cares.
Yeah.
The whole movie. Nobody cares.
No one cares.
Nobody cares.
I think Paul Bettany's giving a performance. He's kind of the oafish buffoon. We'll get into that. But
he's having to care so much in the movie
Yeah.
to make up for nobody else caring. Like, his whole character motivation is he stole nearly $800 million from us, and this is an £8 million sting operation.
Yeah.
Let me catch him.
the stakes
and
are so high for him.
I know.
And the whole...
He's the only one with stakes.
Interpol's like, listen, it's just a drop in the bucket. What do you mean? It's so much money.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Timothy Dalton's just like, I don't know, I just bathe in £8 million, so what's the point?
It's
Who cares?
euros. We don't know what... Here's the thing. You don't know what the euro was doing.
It's yen.
Was to...
Believe it or not, the Interpol uses yen.
8 million? That's piss weak.
It's the most untraceable. Turns out that guy, Pierce stole 800 million yen.
It's about $40. It's
Yeah.
about $40.
Essentially, and they've overspent. They've £8 million.
We were in pounds this whole time? Jesus Christ.
They were completely confused. They were like, pay it back, and they were like, oh no, it's petty theft. Oh no, we way overspent. Don't tell Timothy Dalton. Don't tell anyone.
Let's get into this. So Angelina Jolie's the Interpol's spying on her, and she knows this because she's also a spy.
Well, she's a femme fatale.
Yes.
Because we don't know yet.
Yeah.
We don't know where her character's going.
Yes.
At this point,
Yeah.
she's just a saucy little minx.
Yes.
Left in Paris, you know. So she's bumming around. She gets given a letter.
Yes.
It's crazy to me that somebody could go and deliver a letter to a cafe and they'd be like, "Where's Angelina Jolie?" And everybody's like, "There she is."
There she is.
Why does everybody best friends? How long has she lived here?
I'm going to say 6 months. I've got no basis for that, but that's how much I think the time it takes to befriend a barista.
Do you? You're so on the money. You're so on the money, actually. You're very right. She's definitely been there 6 months.
Yeah.
Do we think that the Interpol's been following her for 6 months?
I think so. I think
Right.
so. I think that's why he got $8 million.
Yeah.
I mean, what does it cost? A van, 2 fellas, and I don't know, Paul Bettany's paycheck. So that's about $8 million.
Yeah, yeah. Paul Bettany's on like $700,000 a year.
No wonder Timothy Dalton's pissed at him. Just like, you haven't caught him. We're paying you £700,000.
So I think what we need to do is, have you got a pen? So let's just keep track of some stuff.
Yes.
Okay. So let's write down. We assume 6 months she's lived in Paris.
Yes, I like
right?
that.
Okay. And we think they've been following her for that amount of time.
For that 6 months, yes.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. So 6 months, Interpol has been paying attention.
Yeah. God, are you doing the admin for the bill? What are you doing?
I'm just saying, I think when the twist is unveiled, all of this will crumble.
Perfect. I love
All
that.
of this is going to crumble
Good.
quite a bit.
Fantastic. Okay. Angelina gets the letter from Alexander Pierce. This letter says, hey, meet me at this train station. She's like, great, let me burn the letter. Very spy-esque, we love it. She runs off, burns the letter. The waiter pours the water on it. Paul Bettany's like, no, the letter. Don't worry, I know a guy. I love this. Paul Bettany's quite good at his job, but I don't think he's good at his job, like, detective-wise.
He's
he just
so close.
He just knows guys.
He's so close. He's too close to it. Paul Bettany's so intent on finding Pierce.
Yes.
You'd think Pierce had killed his mum.
Oh, yeah.
But you'd think there'd be some sort of ulterior thing here. But no.
He's just a passionate man about his job.
just so
the mafia
passionate.
leader who's stolen $800 million from is kind of blasé about this, Alexander. Like,
He is
if you
more.
find him, great, but I think Paul Bettany's on the case. I think you're going to catch him. He's got a glint in his eye, like a rabid dog.
I would just take him and put him on another case.
Yeah.
Just put him on another case.
Or what, just because he's that good? No, I think he's passionate. I don't know
I'm
what...
telling you right now, you put Paul Bettany on the Zodiac case, found in 9 days.
Found him. Do you remember the Zodiac Killer? It came out like 2 years ago. Just some dude, and he's been posting on Facebook. Did you ever see that?
I did, remember? Didn't they find out that wasn't real?
Ah, nuts. I've been telling everyone. I've been chanting that. I've been spreading those lies a lot.
Yeah, I think there was a bunch. I think they were like, we definitely found him, and then they were like, nope.
Ah.
Or he was dead. I can't remember if that maybe
He was dead.
He was
I
dead?
think he was dead. I'm going off just the Facebook post. I hope it's real.
Hey Siri, has the Zodiac Killer been caught?
He was never caught and is still at large.
Oh my god, how
This is
threatening.
from hillhorror.com.
Jesus Christ, I think Siri knows some stuff.
And he's coming for us, and we hear he's a big listener. How you doing, Mr. Zodiac? You can write into us at askwwwtpodcast@gmail.com.
If you have answers or clues, if you've got any tips, okay, we're also open to that.
Yeah, we're a hotline, believe it or
We
not.
actually have a sister podcast where we try and solve the murder. We've actually spent about €8 million already.
called Will You Zodi Mayak?
Oh, clever.
Fuck, did we start that?
It's also a pivot. We also do Zach and Cody content reviews.
It's true. You've got to, because honestly, we're at a dead end. We had to pivot. Again, Dylan or Cole, if you know who the killer is, please contact us.
The Tiz keeps emailing us with just fucking empty leads, and it's just an absolute waste of our time. Now, Paul Bettany gets this burnt letter. He goes, I know a guy who knows a puzzle. The puzzle, the burnt letter expert, which, I don't know, again, this is why this like whole productions cost so much money. What must his like salary be? It'd be ridiculous.
I assume he was flown in from like Texas.
Yeah.
Just a while away.
Yeah, get him a first class ticket. We need him here in minutes. Now,
Get the teleporter out. It's like, but sir, it costs £6 billion to get him here. I don't care.
we need to crack this case now. Now, the burnt letter expert gets, I don't know, he does some magic and figures it out. Now, I do love that you'd think that in his bill, you'd think he would also then solve the letter. It seems like it's weird that it's up to Paul Bettany to do a jigsaw puzzle to figure this out.
I love it because during this time, Paul Bettany's just pacing.
Yeah.
He's in such a rush to find out what's on this letter. And then he just sits down and we watch him be like, that's a corner.
Yeah.
That's an edge.
You gotta
That's
separate
an
the
edge.
corners and the edges, and then you can start working your way into the middle. That's kind of my tactic.
Now, we know that this letter, for the whole movie to work, I guess, needed to be destroyed, but also needed to be found.
Yes.
Right?
It needed to be a small amount of information, just meet me at a train.
Yes.
That's all that the police needed to know.
So what if Paul Bettany never worked this letter out?
Well, yeah, it's a pretty. That's the thing. When you rewatch the at the start, you're like, "That's great." When you look back, you go, "Okay, so his plan was for this letter to be burnt, have the guy fly in, fix up the puzzle, and then figure out just a corner."
Yeah.
Because if they had even like, "I'm in disguise" or "I'm pretending," it'd be destroyed. Because Alexander Pierce needs the police to believe that this random fella on the train is him.
But the note also has a red herring saying, pick somebody else up
Yeah.
to throw them off the scent.
Yes.
So I don't know
I
what
don't know.
the point of the letter is, essentially, because I don't know how it works for anyone or anyone's plan.
No.
Because in the end, why is there this letter here? Because honestly, if she,
Okay, let's say they didn't get the letter at all.
yeah,
She just goes to the train. I mean, they're a bit behind. They find him. Maybe it's just him covering his ass, but they're a bit behind.
well, because the thing is, there doesn't need to be a letter.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp could just rock up to this cafe
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, I've accidentally bumped into you."
Yeah.
No, but I guess they need the police to be confused
Yes.
as to if he is or isn't Pierce.
Yes.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know either. I don't know what Alexander Pierce's plan is.
Yeah.
We should say, this is the meat cute of the
Yeah, it
film,
is.
which is, dare I say, just rancid.
It's so we have Angelina Jolie. She's walking around the train.
Yeah.
She's looking around. She's going, I'll go.
Wouldn't
Bad
fuck him.
vibes.
Yeah.
Not gonna fall in love with you.
It's crazy. She was just listening. She was just pointing at Johnny Depp for all those, and then
Yeah.
he was like, "You have to pick me. It's me, Pierce. So move on."
So she sits down and pretty quickly we can tell there is no spark.
Oh, it's crazy. Most of the film is exposition, either pretty one-dimensional characters sort of stuff. Paul Bettany being, you know, I'm a cop and I want to get them. The mafia guy being like, you should be scared of me. And then the rest of the writing is just these two sort of having pretty blasé conversations that really it was meant to be like, oh, there's a bit of a spark, and there's just nothing.
There's
Just
no
absolutely
rat-tat-tat.
nothing. Yeah.
There's
no rat-tat-tat. That's exactly what it is.
They have, because I think Johnny Depp, at least at this time in his career, does a pretty good job at just being like, well, I'm Johnny Depp, I'll just elevate the material.
Yeah.
You know, like he's like, well, I'll just do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's made the decision to be normal.
I don't know because
or
let's should we spoil? Let's spoil.
okay, well, yeah, let's spoil it.
Yes. Okay. So the whole film, the red herring is that Johnny Depp actually is Alexander Pierce. This is huge.
Yeah. So
his motivation now, knowing that he must have read the script, gone, okay, I need to act kind of like Pierce, but not really.
So this is the other thing: is Angelina Jolie doesn't know that he is Pierce.
Yes.
But was his plan reliant on him getting picked by her, or was that just an accident and he rolled with the punches?
I have no idea. Because I think he went to on the train. I think he was very egotistical to think, even though I'm in plastic surgery, my aura will attract her.
Because I'm gonna say it right now.
Yeah.
There is an element of romance to this that I think is sort of sweet. That they gravitated towards each other anyway.
Yes.
And I like
100%.
that.
It's like at the end, it's sort of meant to be that reveal. They give it nothing.
Yeah.
So it just falls flat. I think if the film was, I can't believe I'm saying this, longer, you had more time of them because they should be kind of enemies at the start.
Yeah.
And the film doesn't really commit to them being enemies either. It's just sort of they're people who kind of don't really fully get on. And it's like, that's a weird place to start in a romantic... Like, even go down the cliche of, like, they hate each other and they've been forced together.
It's also very odd, too, because Johnny Depp's character, who is really Pierce, pretending not to be Pierce... is doing things that somebody who's never met Angelina Jolie would do in private, which doesn't make sense.
Yes. And that's why the film kind of falls apart because the second you, like, once you know the film and then you're watching the film again for a second time, you go, it's a lot of effort. And I just think you could have, I don't know, even his mannerisms when he's alone. Like, what is this Pierce fella like?
Because he could have told... anyone.
Yeah.
Oh, so he could have told her at any time he was Pierce.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think to protect her. Because we'll find out later that the sort of big reveal that he doesn't know about her is that she's an undercover cop.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is really Interpol.
Yes.
And she's fallen.
Which might have been the reason why he wouldn't tell her, but he doesn't know that.
Yeah,
unless
so he
does
doesn't know.
Unless he does know that. And
No, because it seems like a genuine shock when he finds that out, right?
Yes.
But she's definitely in love with him.
Yeah.
But she's somehow... I guess because she's fallen in love with him in a day.
Yeah.
But I guess that makes sense if she's really been in love with him for a year?
Yeah. Well, I mean, her whole mission at the start is to find out some information, and she immediately goes, like, completely, like, off the grid for a year. So it means that she fell in love with him a year, like, one day in. She's like, I'm throwing my job.
So
I love this fella.
Do we think that then Interpol's... Even though we've put down that Interpol's been tracking her for 6 months in Paris, do we really think Interpol's only been tracking her for that one day?
No. No.
Because how long hasn't she seen Pierce for?
A while.
Yeah,
A while.
and so if the timeline is she went off the rails for a year...
I'm thinking, here's the thing. I think she got the mission to go check out Pierce.
Yeah.
Whole year of the whole stint. Okay?
Yeah.
Pierce has gone missing for, let's say, 9 months.
Right.
She definitely hasn't committed any crimes.
Yeah.
So they're just
but she's still not checking in and becoming a...
Yes. So they're like, we can't arrest you because you haven't actually done anything illegal, I guess, other than participate with a villain. But, so he's been gone for like 9 months for her, and she's heard nothing. And they're like, she's the only lead we have to catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would his plan be? Was he just gonna look on?
Yeah.
If she picks someone else?
I guess so. And then he maybe at the end of the train was going to... I don't know when he was going to like jump out and go, it's me. Did he want everything that happened to happen? Did he formulate this plan?
Well, because he got his mob killed.
Yes.
But it seems like he could have killed them at any point.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's meant to be a murderer of some sort.
No,
But we also find out later, I'm sorry we're jumping around so
Yeah.
much, but we also find out later that he is best friends with the mob.
Yes. Well, he
He's-
worked for them.
he
He
worked
was
for the
their
mob.
accountant.
He was like, yeah.
Like in the film The Accountant. You about to do Ben? You about to do Ben Affleck as well, weren't you?
Yeah, I
we
was.
both went to The Accountant.
we
It's a
love,
great film.
everybody loves The Accountant.
Haven't seen
a
it.
Gavin O'Connor film.
If you're confused, don't worry. So are we.
Yep.
If it makes
Let's-
you feel any better, do you want to know? At this point, I was bored. Do you want to know what the director's name is, Carl? For
Yeah,
the
go
audience?
on.
It's Florin Hekel von Dongeschmark, which I think
Doesn't it make you giggle?
It does make a giggle. There's not a blue joke. That's just a
Yeah.
bit of fun, huh?
Let's just talk about some creatives behind the scenes,
Yes.
because I this director made The Lives of Others, which
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
is an excellent film that I think everybody should go and watch. And this is his Hollywood follow-up,
Yeah.
and it clearly went off the rails because of these two actors.
Yes.
But I do want to point out it's got him as the writer,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's a good writer. Then it's also got Christopher McQuarrie,
Mm-hmm.
who's also a very talented ghostwriter, fixer. He also did the Mission Impossible movies, so he's really good.
Yes.
Did the new Top Gun, did Edge of Tomorrow. And then we've
He
also...
loves Tom. He's always working with Tom.
I think he's Tom Cruise's guy now.
Yes.
I think Tom Cruise was like, you make
You-
good shit,
yeah.
you exclusively make
Yeah.
things good for
It's a
me.
pretty big win for him.
He couldn't save The Mummy, though, which shows that Christopher McQuarrie cannot save every fucking movie, okay?
I heard a thing. I saw. I mean, again, no credibility. I saw a TikTok that said that Tom Cruise took over the directing for The Mummy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, we also have the writer of Downton Abbey and Gosford Park. is
Yes.
here. So you've got three sort of hit writers who have cranked out the blandest fucking thing.
Yeah, it's just nothing
Yeah.
to the point, and it is 90 minutes, and
Yeah.
it feels like they're
93 minutes without credits.
It feels like there's a lot more to explore here,
Yeah.
and they don't want to.
I was shocked when we entered the third act.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I guess we're wrapping up. There's been little to no adventure.
Yeah,
Little to no. When they were doing the reveals, I was like, all right, sure, I guess we're at this point.
done. Yeah, damn.
So Frank's a maths teacher. That makes him as boring as hell.
Yeah, which is meant to be a cover that is boring, but then
Yeah.
Johnny Depp's gonna, I'm gonna infuse that in my character and just give us nothing.
Yeah. We've also got these people following him on the train.
Yes.
And they're like, "Hey, do you want a picture, buddy?" And he's like, "Yeah, I want a picture." Raises his phone and then sharply turns right. And I was like, "What's the point then? Just take a picture."
I do like that the guys who's pretending to take a photo is still like posing like, well, if you get me in the corner, I don't mind, give them a good angle. It's quite cute. I like these bumbling henchmen,
I know.
They're a bit fun.
They're all
Interpol's always bumbling. I kind of love it.
On top of that, we also have a mole at Interpol who is the guiltiest looking man.
Oh my god, can we talk about the Interpol bureaucracy?
Oh, yeah,
it's
we
a
can.
mess. I
Yeah.
swear it's the bullies bullying the bullies, and then the bullies get bullied. Paul Bettany's pretty much like, Timothy Dalton's like, don't you work on this case? And then Paul Bettany's like, right, I'm gonna rebel. And then he tells another guy, hey, do this. And then the guy's like, oh, okay. And then the mole comes up to that guy. He goes, what do you do? He's like, get out of here, mole, you filthy... And then the mole goes down to someone, he spits on him like an intern and goes, no, I've got the, hey, Mr. Mob Boss, I got some intel. It's a very weird system. I don't like the Interpol. It seems very mean,
I know, and nobody can be trusted.
No.
That's the other thing, is we get nothing from... When Frank eventually goes to the police,
Yeah.
they then rat him out to the gangsters,
Yeah.
and then that guy just lives freely with the money, still working for the police, which is crazy.
It's crazy. We'll get into that. That's the halfway point. But
But let's just talk about this chemistry, because I don't think there's any comedy here. I don't think there's any real spark
it
here.
famously got nominated for the Golden Globes comedy
Well, there's some weird stuff where because
it's a riot. It's a laugh riot. Okay.
I think we all know Ricky Gervais tore this movie apart
yeah.
at the Golden Globes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's I think there are scenes when I think the dialogue is attempting to be witty,
Yeah.
and then I think if there was an actor then giving more, everything could upgrade.
Everything could upgrade.
You know?
Every even their interactions, it's kind of like he's smoking a vape, and she's
How
like,
on the money was he of?
oh, he
of
nailed it,
vapes, huh?
right? He was big to it.
Wow.
2010. That's huge for
Wow.
Frank, huh?
I do love he does have a cute little moment where he somebody smoking a cigarette and he just sort of leans in to sniff it.
Yeah.
I liked that.
That's the only acting choice we see in the whole film.
Which I think was just Johnny Depp needing a fucking sniff of a rat.
He's like, oh, damn, okay. Can we call lunch? He says that in this movie. It's crazy. No, you're right. The writing's so, it's like, they're doing like on the train, they got like the cigarette, he's smoking. She's like, I like a man that actually likes to do a smoke. And you'd think he'd give a reaction. He just sort of gives a blank face. Yep, that's true.
I'd love it if he gave up immediately. He was just like, it's me!
You
picked me!
It's Alex.
You
Oh
picked
my
me.
god.
Isn't
I
that
can't
huge?
believe that. I can't believe it. But yeah, so they get to this hotel in Venice. She's pretty much whisked him away because she needs to cover up.
They go to the penthouse.
Yeah.
Penthouse sucks.
Whoa, you're a hater.
Yeah, I hate the penthouse.
Whoa, okay.
A one bedroom. He has to sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
He doesn't even.
He's in the doghouse. He's in the doghouse. He's Johnny Depp doghouse.
He doesn't even. It's ironic because his dogs aren't allowed in Australia, and his dogs are in the doghouse.
I think about maybe weekly. Pistol and Boo. I love bringing up. I don't know why I've just those two names have cemented in my brain.
I do worry if they're okay.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
We've
do we
not
think
heard
Pistol
anything.
and Boo
We
are
haven't heard
okay?
anything about Pistol and Boo. I hope it was amicable during the divorce.
If you're not Australian, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard brought in their dogs into Australia when they were filming a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and one of our stupid fucking leaders was like, I'm going to make an example out of
I'm
these
gonna
guys.
kill those dogs. I've got a gun that's not legal in Australia. Fuck it. I got a 2-barrel shotgun, one for Pistol, one for Boo.
They were
And he
like-
said he had a gun to Johnny Depp's dogs. He's like, if you don't get the fuck out of our country, I'm blowing them to fucking smithereens.
They were like, I don't care that we gave you a $40 million tax rebate to film your fucking movie here. Get your dogs out.
I'm gonna publicly hang those 2 dogs. Crazy that is like my popularity might go up now.
And then our politicians on top of that were just like, okay, we're not going to take any sort of regard for the environment, wages, taxes, all that. We're going all in on this dog thing.
We've invested in a dog killing machine. It costs $6 billion and it's worth every penny, I can tell you right now. When Boo and Pistol see the machine, they're going to be shitting themselves.
It was my introduction to Barnaby Joyce, and it's crazy he's just stuck around from it.
It's also, and just, it's like I don't know, they reached a compromise from should we kill the dogs to maybe not. And they were like, right, well, how about you do some of the best acting they've ever done? Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, this webcam, quite a low angle. And they go, you need to pretty much say sorry to everyone in
I
Australia.
will tell you right now, I know you just gave them credit, but I think Johnny Depp's acting's better in The Tourist.
When he says, I'm very sorry to Mr. Joyce.
Yeah, he's
You
like, I'm
can
sorry to every Australian here. And every Australian was like, we don't give a shit. We're like, do something about all the feral cats.
Well, that's what Pistol and Boo are for, okay? They brought them in. Johnny Depp heard the cats thing. Where the cat thing come from?
Sorry?
Why many
We
feral
have
cats
a
we
cat
got?
issue,
No,
don't
we
we?
don't. You've been following
Do
the
we?
wrong...
I thought we had a real issue with there's pumas everywhere. There's pumas in the street.
You go down to Manly, and the amount of pumas you see is ridiculous.
Oh my god. The amount of times I've gone to have a little dip, there's a puma there stalking me, and I'm like, thank god
The
they can't
beach-
swim.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they start swimming! What am I meant to do? What am I meant to do about all these fucking pumas when we know Pistol was meant to take him out?
Oh, that's Pistol and Boo. I can't remember what we were talking about. Johnny Depp's a great actor
He is really good.
in this film.
When you put this film up to the apology video, way better.
Give him an Oscar.
Yeah, so I just think all of the actors are letting everybody down.
Yes.
And then on top of that, because the script's not good, I will say this. I like how this director's shot the city. And I think that there is an Alfred Hitchcock vibe to the espionage level.
I think so.
And I think if the movie had gone more into being like, that background's painted, or we're going to tweak all the color so it looks like it's
Yes.
Technicolor, those sorts of things.
It looks clean.
I
It looks
think I
nice.
would forgive even more if I was like, wow, I'm loving the vibe.
Yeah.
Because if the movie's so close to simply just being like just enjoy the vibe and the look.
I think they could have also done like the on the nose of it all, but also still kind of committing to it. But it's just a shame they just didn't. It didn't all kind of come together because you can kind of see the fun of like him being the whole time is a great idea, and it's a silly twist, but it could also really work quite
Yeah.
well. And it's just upsetting.
It's also odd too that they don't give you more people it could have been. There's no suspects.
No.
So I
think Paul Bettany's second, really, to be to being Pierce.
And wouldn't that have been a great reveal?
That would be huge. This is why he's so keen to get him.
Huh?
Book
right?
him down, yeah.
He kills Johnny Depp at the last second and then kisses Angelina Jolie and they ride off into the sunset.
Speaking of kissing, God, this is it's some of the worst dialogue enacted, and then just a passionless kiss.
You know their teeth touched.
Oh yeah,
That's
it's
how bad of a
mainly
kiss
teeth.
it is.
I'm talking mainly teeth. I'm talking like one side there, one teeth 90 degrees, and they're both biting,
It's
just clashing like a blender. Couple of teeth in there, you know.
It's almost like Pistol and Boo trying to eat a steak together.
Oh yeah, and it's not Lady and the Tramp-esque. It's really just Johnny Depp and Angelina.
It's just
Jolie
two people
kissing.
going at it. It's two blind mice who have never made out before.
It's crazy. 2 blind mice. Normally it's 3, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
You
Third one's
never-
watching.
Jacking
It's
it.
in the corner watching.
I think I heard it. I think I heard you guys kissing, or maybe I don't know, making out a
Are
steak,
two people kissing?
or 2 dogs eating a steak. Either way, I'm hard and
Are two
ready to
dogs
go.
kissing? Are 2 dogs eating a steak? And 2 blind mice kissing? Are Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp? It's fun to imagine that in this kissing scene, there's a blind mice jacking off in the corner. That would add a lot to this. Just the blind mice being like, "I'm a tourist in this town, and I'm getting given a show right now."
The way they say tourist in this film, I love it. I think everyone gets to go, but he's a tourist. Winks to camera.
No,
What's
they're
up
so
with...
aware they've called the movie The
It's
Tourist.
it's not bad editing, but it's weird that every shot lasts a bit longer than each. I don't think it's bad editing.
I
but
would
it
have
is-
loved to zoom in.
Oh, exactly.
What were we watching with all the digital zooms?
Oh, it was
Madame Web.
Madame Web.
When they should do digital zooms anytime somebody says the word "the tourist."
I would love, like in a Django Unchained when they zoom into like Leo and like anytime a character pops in, just that crazy like from a wide to they've been thrown like, oh shit, we're zooming in, cool to go. That vibe anytime someone says the tourist.
For sure.
Johnny Depp's at the hotel with Angelina Jolie. She goes out for the day. The mob now know he's there. They come to kill him.
A chase occurs. The Interpol are watching on. They're like, "Wow, this random tourist Frank is in a lot of danger."
Yeah.
Paul Bettany, do we intervene? And Paul Bettany's so staunchly like, "Let that man die."
I can't trust you. I've wasted $8 million on a lot of shit, but saving one person is not we're not spending a single cent on this. What is his motivation for this? Because they don't want to lose Angelina Jolie. It seems like she keeps outwinning them. It's crazy. Like, let a man die. We found her. We've got a shot of her. Huh?
I mean, she's also narrowing herself down because last time she was able to get away because of the train station.
Yeah.
This time she can only get away on slow boats.
Oh yeah.
So she's easy to track in Venice.
Gondola is not a high speed. So anyway, he's getting chased by the mob. He goes on a roof, jumps off.
It's meh.
It's a thing.
There's no thrill.
Yeah.
There's no stay. He's not going to get
He
harmed.
gets taken to the police station.
Yeah. This is the scene where I'm like, why isn't anybody trying more?
Yeah,
He
right.
has this line that's like, it does matter when you're downgraded from murder and upgraded from room service.
Yes.
And I don't think that's a great line, but the lines are trying to be witty between this interaction
Yes.
of the police officer and himself.
Yeah.
That I just think if there were 2 actors sparring back
Yeah.
and forth with this dialogue, they could just sell it that at least I would feel interested.
Of course, yeah.
But they're both giving
Nothing. Yeah. I think that they're going for that. They sort of set up a bit like, oh, he's American, and then every European hates Americans. Great. Use that.
Yeah.
They drop it immediately every
Yeah.
single time.
Speaking of American,
Yeah.
let's talk accents.
Mm-hmm.
Do we buy Angelina Jolie as British?
Um,
You're a Britner.
how dare ye? How dare ye? No, I am. And I don't know. I never really hear accents. She just sounds kind of posh American, which is good enough.
That was the thing, is I just felt like she was just raised, by a British nanny
Yeah.
in South America.
Yes, that's exactly her vibe.
That's exactly her
Angelina Jolie's
vibe, you know?
I think that's what it is. I just thought she was kind of sounded like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Because there's a bit at the end when they're like, you can't be Alexander Pierce, he was British.
And Johnny Depp goes, wasn't I? And
Yeah.
then just it does his accent again.
I am British.
He doesn't even try that. He
No.
goes, I'm British.
It would have been great if he just did Jack Sparrow.
If he did Wonka, it'd be better.
Oh, it would be. Just whips out a little
Hand
flute.
flute. Oh god, good film. He gets taken in by Interpol. This is just
Yeah.
a corrupt cop.
Yeah.
And
He gets sold out immediately.
well, this cop is crazy because he's like, he breaks him out of jail. Goes, hey, here's all the exposition we need. Am I done? Cool. I've sold you to the mob. It's just a bit lazy.
It's so lazy.
It feels like a reshoot in the sense that, like, the audience is not going to get it.
Yeah, it does feel like they need to be caught up to speed because nothing's happened or we're leaving them in the dark for too long.
Yeah.
Because this is where we find out that he has stolen £700 million from the British government, I guess.
I think from the mob,
No, the mob he stole 2.2 billion from.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know why he has stolen
Are you shitting me? I did not know there's two separate money things.
Yeah, there's two separate money things going. That's why at the end he leaves a check for 700. Like he leaves a check for the amount of money he owes minus the $8 million they've spent.
Yes.
So that's when Timothy Dalton's like, you know what? I don't even care.
God, that's a waste. Well, that's crazy. I did not know. So he's stolen.
He's stolen nearly $3 billion.
Yeah.
Which I don't understand why he stole the $700 million.
Yeah, why?
Well, the $2 billion should be enough.
Yeah. It seems. I thought they were kind of in cahoots. Like he's still stolen from the mafia and the Interpol. It's weird they kind of want these two people to be angry, and they haven't got really a reason why he would steal this much money.
What's this gangster doing that he has $2 billion?
They have it in one line. He owns all the brothels in Europe.
Does he actually?
He does.
Is that a line he has?
That's the line.
Wow,
Yeah.
what a juggernaut of a business.
I know, right?
Imagine
he
showing
owns
them-
sex. Of course he has $2 billion.
You know for a fact they've got loyalty cards then if it's that big of a chain.
Oh yeah, it's like a Starbucks, but like, sex. which is
coming-
what a Starbucks
Sometimes
is.
you're just there for the free Wi-Fi and they're like, hey, you're gonna
put it in.
put it in, and they're like, no, I'm just actually
I'm
here
actually
for
just at a Starbucks. I'm just here
Yeah.
for a cappuccino. They're like, go to the brothel upstairs. They have great Wi-Fi.
You're fine. They're like, this is nothing here. Get something with ice and raw sugar shaken and with burnt butter in a coffee.
We've got some
Or
Nora
come up
Jones.
here and drink it off me.
We have some Nora Jones DVDs if you want them as well. That'd be fun. Remember those, huh? They've stopped selling them. Sad.
That's a lot of money to bring in because it seems like do we think the gangster is poor, or do you think he just
No, he's fine. He's got goons for days.
Yeah, I
There's lots
know.
of
So I don't know
goons.
why he wants the money either because it
Oh, the
feels like
gangster.
he's.
No, I get the gangster wanting the money back.
Why does the gangster want the money?
he stole
back?
$2.5 billion?
I know, but it feels like maybe he stole $2.5 billion in, I don't know, a pool of $700 billion.
I mean, the film does it's a very one-dimensional thing, but they're like, hey, this mafia mob guy is so evil that his wife, he found every man that she had slept with and killed him. And then when she found out how many people she had slept with, he killed her. He's just blanket evil.
The answer
So-
was one.
Yeah. It was him. He killed himself. It was kind of a poetic kind of thing about
Killed
celibacy.
himself and then was like, when I'm done with this, somebody kill her. She should have never slept with me and I her.
He's really insecure. That's what it
He's
is.
very insecure.
God, she deserves better.
I'm dragging her down. Kill her. I do quite enjoy the scene where the villain strangles somebody at his little tailor.
Yes.
His tailor thing. That does come after this chase sequence on
Yes.
the boats. Now, Angelina Jolie looks ridiculous in this hoodie. It's like a samurai hoodie. She's like turning on like the boat, like the Po turns in Kung Fu Panda. That's my reference point.
Well, she got that from Kung Fu Panda.
She's Tigress.
She's Tigress.
She's
She
Tigress.
just stepped off in the voice booth and she went straight to this film. I
Yeah.
think she doesn't. Yeah, probably about
Yeah,
that.
you're absolutely
Yeah.
right.
She's
Two
like, I
films
just
where
came-
she gives
Jack,
nothing.
But Jack Black. Whoa! Tigress is an important character who has sort of just been in
Oh,
the.
she is.
It's crazy the cast they got for the Furious 5, what it's called.
Monkey has like 4 lines.
Jackie Chan throughout the whole series has 4 lines, and I think he got paid $40 billion.
And he has the best line, if he can even see his toes. I know that because it blew my mind Jackie Chan came into the recording booth for that one line.
He just had a sack of money, just like, here's $1,000 for every syllable you say. Congratulations, Jackie. But yeah, this boat chase scene happens.
It's so slow.
So slow.
So slow.
And I read on the trivia, I don't know if it's true, but I love it if it is. Essentially, Venice has some speed laws. You can't go fast. And I think there had to be a cop on standby to make sure they won't go in the speed limit.
That would make sense.
Which-
Well, it would just cause issues for everyone,
Yeah.
wouldn't it, if they were going really fast?
Yeah. It would literally be like a butterfly effect, and I guess someone like, I don't know, 20 kilometers over there would sink.
Somebody in Australia would die if they break the speed limit.
But yeah, no, I mean, bless the editor for making it sort of exciting. It really isn't.
There is a part where the guy tries to jump onto the boat, and I don't know if there's a speed limit on walking in Venice, because this man will not run.
He is not getting a running
When
jump.
he just sort of misses, and it's like, okay, sure, I
He
guess.
gives up, and then Johnny Depp's like, I'm going to smash this boat
I'm
into
gonna
their head.
kill that man. I swear to God.
Probably the best action sequence in
It
the whole
is.
thing. This goes so like quick like that. It's great. Anyway,
You know what's weird in the movie?
what?
Is there is an element that I enjoy, and that's that because I would have liked to have known more about Pierce so that I could understand if he's a killer, if he's meant to be talented at what he does,
Yes.
any of these sorts of
I
things.
think we get sort of semi-context clues. He's a bit of like he does risks. He doesn't.
But it's
care
like,
what
did he
anyone
just luck into stealing money?
I don't know.
Like,
I have
it's
no
those
idea.
sorts of things.
We've not been given anything.
But everybody seems bad at what they do.
Yeah.
Everybody seems incompetent.
Except the letter guy, the burnt letter guy. He did his job
He did
fantastically.
do his job really well.
Yeah.
He drowned later, though.
Yeah. Oh, bless.
Fell in a puddle. Didn't know how to get out of it. There is an element of everybody not being good at what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that, but they're not doing it in a fun way of everybody just sort of being like, the goons aren't good, this tourist isn't good because he's out of his element.
Yep.
You know how there's fun movies where they're like, this person's out of their element?
Yes.
And they're still getting away with stuff due to
Yes.
dumb luck?
Yeah.
Or
Which
any
is
of
fun,
those things?
which is
Yeah.
fun.
There's none of that. Because even on top of that, it's not like Angelina Jolie's character is a fighter.
No.
She's just an undercover cop. So she's not really talented at anything.
Mm.
Her whole plan in this scene is to just tug him away, which frankly could have backfired. It could have backfired.
Okay, gotcha. We had more to say.
No.
It definitely could have. Well, it's just
She could have gotten caught.
she could have got caught. It's just I don't know. Just the whole thing just feels like we need this to happen. I feel like they could have just done with no action sequences. I kind of would have preferred them just running away from the cops and the mafia, you know. But they get this. It's just so boring. Anyway,
This villain is right to kill these incompetent people.
Oh yeah, kills him immediately. He goes, "What happened?" He goes to the tailor shop, strangles them, and all the other goons are like, "Okay, you listen. That's on us. That's an L on us."
They were 40 meters away.
Yeah.
We did shoot and miss them all the time,
Yeah.
and we definitely could have jumped onto their boat, but we simply didn't.
At this point, they go their separate ways, and Angelina Jolie gives. Well, the camera just holds on her face. And I guess we're going to imply that she still loves him. And Johnny Depp kind of looks out to the water, and goes,
But I love you.
"But I love you." And is he doing Frank in this scene, or is he Pierce?
Well, that's what I don't understand is because
He's alone.
if he's Pierce,
yeah,
then I think this movie should really be from the perspective of Pierce.
yes, but then you lose the twist.
I don't think that matters. I
Yeah.
think there's other twists you could. I think that then your twist can be that she's Interpol.
Yes,
Because I think he has a more interesting thing of being like, do I tell? Don't I tell?
Yeah.
Am I leaving it too long? I don't know. I don't know. I think there's a more interesting concept here. But him going, but I love you, makes no sense to me because it's not like they're saying goodbye to ever. He can at any point in time go, I'm Pierce.
Yeah.
And she'll come crawling back.
that's the thing. There's no foreshadowing.
Yeah.
It's just if you've seen the film, you haven't seen the film. It's like, oh, that's let me don't think about it. But then when these scenes, it's like, what's the point of this?
Why do these people love each other anyway?
Oh, the chemistry's off, and honestly, the mafia boss bullies her because she keeps falling. No, sorry, Paul Bettany keeps bullying her. She keeps falling in love with people after a day.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's right.
He's nailing her. She goes in, she declares herself as Interpol. They're
Yes.
like, go to this party, wear a wire.
Yeah.
She goes and does that. Frank decides he's not going to leave
Yes.
Europe. He hangs about.
His arc is that he starts smoking, which,
Yeah.
a proud arc for that. I'm glad a smoking arc is paid off, I picked it back up, and good for me, huh? Here's the thing, at this podcast, we're anti-smoking.
We are.
Yeah, we've got big cigars. We're kind of one of those podcasts.
We're from Big Cigar. That's what we're for.
We're big. There's big tobacco, and there's even bigger cigar.
There's Big Cigar.
And then on top of that, there's comical cigar. We're part of that.
Yeah.
I'm talking like Groucho Marx cigar sort of vibes. That's where we're at.
And then after that's Big Chewing.
Yeah.
It's people that chew the tobacco.
Here's the thing. Chewing is huge.
Yeah, and then at the top, there's Big Wacky Tobacco.
Yeah. Weed is kind of like, what's the spectra of tobacco? You know, people use that as an analogy. The Spectra. Remember how they were all controlling all the James Bond's villains before? It's a Spectra. Wacky tobacco.
Spectre?
Yeah, what am I saying?
Spectra?
I
didn't know what you were doing.
Oh, really? Didn't know I was doing that.
You mean a Royale? A Skyfall?
You know damn well a Skyfall like, I don't know, meth.
A Solace or a Quantumally? An Ovely?
What's an Ovely?
Sorry? Quantum of Solace.
Oh, God.
A No Time to Die-ly?
She goes to Interpol. We're at the dance. I don't know. Do you want to talk about this dance? What do they do?
No, I just think it's an improper time for it to occur.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's just wrong.
Yeah.
Just finish up. You don't need to do this. We know they're not in love. We don't need them to believe it.
It's also like she's in a chase.
Yeah.
They've got a hot ticket to try and catch this man that's just dropped off a letter. And she will stay and dance, and Paul Bettany's not happy about
Paul
it.
Bettany is furious for this whole film.
My favorite thing is how absolutely paranoid Paul Bettany's character is that every male in the movie is Pierce. I'm shocked he didn't just start ripping fucking faces of people like an ape let out in the city. Just fucking ripping them off.
They love to tear off faces. If I know one thing about apes, it's what they love to do. Bananas and ripping faces off.
Let's get to the ending here. Okay,
Yes.
let's get to the ending scenario.
Yeah.
The mob, they grab Angelina Jolie.
Yes.
They go into Pierce's house.
Yeah, it's a
So
penthouse.
I don't understand. So Pierce never left Venice and has kept the $2 billion in this penthouse.
I guess so.
So
yes.
he went on the run but left the money in Venice?
Yes, because he was like, a safe will be fine. No one will check my house.
But it's like, why didn't these people do this to her the moment he
I
stole?
guess because the mafia must have not known that Pierce was dating Angelina Jolie,
Well, because-
which is weird because she's been around for a year. It's crazy. They
But
just
she was in Paris.
Yeah.
So what did she know? Well, she knows where the safe is.
Yeah.
So she must have known where the stolen money was all along, right? Which means she could have given the money back to the police at any point in
I
time.
guess she was holding out for the money. I think she was holding out for Alex to call her back and we're going to run away for the money.
You reckon?
I mean, it's
What
flimsy.
was she doing in Paris? Why is
I
she
don't
in
know.
Paris at the beginning of this fucking movie?
Because it's gorgeous, man. It's Paris.
But he's been living in Italy?
Oh, he's just been... I think he's been AWOL. I don't think he's been living at this apartment.
But it feels like they could have torn this apartment
Oh, yeah, to
apart
shreds. Oh, yeah.
over the... Because we've locked down that we think that this situation takes place over 1 year and 9 months.
Yeah.
And they never think to look in his apartment in
No,
Venice?
the mafia really kind of gave up, except when that mole gave him a tip, and they were like, "Stop everything! I'm gonna go to wherever Venice is." Now, I don't know. Here's the thing: they're not forward thinkers. They could have. It should have been a better operation. But it's crazy. Paul Bettany spent $8 million and didn't know this house existed.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Why hasn't anybody been here before?
You'd think they would just go, "Where's his addresses? Cool, we'll start there."
There.
Yeah.
It's so easy. They're all idiots.
There it is. Let's get to the climax.
Okay.
So we got the mob, we got Angelina Jolie, we got a safe. Now, she's like, "Hey, open the safe or I'll kill you." And then who rocks up? Johnny Depp.
He's been chilling with Interpol the entire time, but
Yeah.
he sneaks off the boat and he gets in.
Paul Bettany's not happy.
And he's like, and I think this is the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
He goes, "It's me, I'm Pierce." And they're all like, "You're not Pierce. Pierce was ugly."
Pierce had this crooked nose, hideous yellow teeth. He actually kind of had a wobbly knee.
Pierce had a gut. Pierce had an obsession with Lamingtons.
He loved lard. He loved slurping down lard.
Pierce didn't even know what vowels were. Pierce was dyslexic and had a slur.
He wore these sweaters that just smelled of rotten cheese, and you hated him. God, I hate Pierce.
Pierce had a stank.
It's crazy that Angelina Jolie's like, "That's my Pierce. I just loved it.
It's
I love that. I
crazy
loved
the-
it. I loved his musk."
The way they describe Pierce is the most vile human being.
It's the best writing of the whole thing. I hate this Pierce character. I'm
Oh, it is.
revolted by him.
I was like, wow, what is he meant to look like then? Just they were like, oh, and he had 9 arms and 4 nipples. He had 1 eye and 1 horn, and he was a flying purple people eater.
He was the Gruffalo, I tell you. He was the Gruffalo.
He gobbled children on the street, and he could grant you 3 wishes. And you're just like,
That was the Pierce Prince Charm, and Angelina Jolie's like, God, I miss that man.
Jeez, I'm like, who the fuck is Pierce?
How have you not? You know that whole adage of like follow, the character when it's the most important part of his life.
Yeah.
Pierce before Johnny Depp was interesting. He was a monster, lived on a bridge, and had $4 billion.
They were like, Pierce was a 3-foot woman. How
He
did
was
this...
that third blind mice wanking, and it was revolting, but he was into it.
Pierce had no arms and no legs.
Yet 9 arms and a horn.
Pierce had 4 faces. He had a brother named Steve. Where's Steve? Anyway, he's Pierce.
He's Pierce. He's Pierce.
Everyone's shocked by it.
Yeah. Paul Bettany does... It's like... I mean, again, it's probably not the worst acting of Paul Bettany, but Paul Bettany gives a performance, which I kind of love. He's like... Johnny Depp, you could never be Pierce. You could never be Pierce. If you were Pierce, I'll eat a hat. I'll shit myself if you're Pierce.
He's like, that's not Pierce. Pierce was made of solid gold.
He had a whimsy behind the eyes. Now,
Pierce would sink to the bottom of an ocean and gobble while he did it. Pierce would shout you a schnitzel and give you a schooner on top.
they shoot the mob.
Character traits.
They shoot the mob. Why? It's crazy the film ends like this. Just, we shot them mob.
Everything's tied up in such a bow where they're like, well, they got killed,
Yeah.
which we don't know why we didn't kill them earlier.
Yeah.
Pierce could have ratted them.
Crazy they could just kill mob. It seemed like no trial there. There's like, we killed them.
It's weird to me they didn't just kill the mob. It seems like the mob was an issue.
Because there's police. You gotta do due justice. You can't just shoot people you think are the mafia.
But they put lots of people in harm's way throughout the film.
Oh, yeah, no.
Interpol watched the entire
incredibly
time.
corrupt. Can't stress you how corrupt this sort of thing is. I'm convinced, and let's face it, Timothy Dalton at the end goes, right, is he writing us a check? Great. He is a free man.
Timothy Dalton's like, he's on top, he's done nothing in our guy. All he's done is he's stolen from a mob we've killed, and we've ended up with our money back.
We're in the green. Well, not in the green. We're in the gray. We're exactly where we started.
Well, why? I don't understand why he stole from the police.
Ballsy of Johnny Depp to give the money back, because you'd be like, great, we just got our budget back to find you. You'd think that would be the...
Do you reckon this was an important mission because they were like, this is all Interpol had left? We're down to our last $80 million.
No wonder everyone's corrupt. We haven't paid anyone on the bill for weeks. Everyone's furious. Quite frankly, Paul Bettany's so hell-bent on this. He's like, I need a paycheck, and Johnny Depp's got it. Timothy Dalton's been going, I've got the last coin. So that's mine. I'm fine. Yeah, no way. It's definitely happened. And now Timothy Dalton's like, listen, I can pay my man. I think just fuck it.
My favorite
This
thing,
was an L.
My favorite thing is Timothy Dalton looks like he just pockets that money and is like,
Fold the check up? Yeah, don't search for him.
I quit. It's all on you, Paul. They also go and there's been other person who is a red herring for the audience that we think may be Pierce.
But they didn't commit to it. They didn't. They show what it's like the rule of thirds, and they went, I don't know, 2.5. Is that enough?
I don't understand if maybe these roles would have been reversed if the plan had gone to. So if it's like this tourist, would have been the one with Angelina Jolie, and then Pierce would have been the one sneaking around doing all of the text and things.
Why
I don't know. But it's the best part of the movie when they're like, so you're telling me this guy pays you to just be in locations whenever you want? And he's just like, not just any location.
It's the best line reading of the whole film. He gives this whimsical stare, looks up like he's just seen like the Walt Disney castle shine by. He's like, and when it pans out, it's like, Venice, la la, ooh la la.
It's sort of the ending of Ratatouille.
It
They're
really
like,
is.
not just any city. And you're just like, is this what the film is about?
It's about loving Venice, huh?
Yeah.
They're on a boat. They give just such... It's like it must be the last day of filming because they're finally smiling. They're like...
Oh, they absolutely... And they're not on a boat. They did not go out there and shoot this. Those actors didn't even want to commit to hopping on a boat together.
Most of the 1-2-1-2, they're not over the shoulder. It's just Angelina Jolie and
I
Johnny
love
Depp.
Angelina Jolie spread out, eagle on this boat.
She's like, if you want me to stand, pay me another $1
Yeah, that's right. Her line
I'll be
is
limp. I'll be there, but I'll be limp the whole time.
$20 million, and you spent on that raggedy, fugly face.
You were hideous before, but now, I wouldn't touch you.
Yeah, and what's his line?
Get used to it, toots.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
it's just like he's like, it's so tough. I did love him being like, they're like, but you had a giant forehead, and he's like, I had a headache for a fortnight.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like they were like, all right, give me the notes. What? It was like they got
Yeah.
the test screen. They went, right. Do you guys believe this? Go. Wouldn't he have a forehead? And they were like, just kind of destroy it. It's fine.
It seems that the twist really should have been Pierce had a plan all along, and they should reveal everything here.
Yes.
So that we're not left with so many questions.
Well, yeah.
'Cause as we said-
I think here's the thing. When I watched this when I was 14, I left going, huh, good for them. I didn't think about it.
Yeah.
Now I've grown up and seen this film 4 times in my life. There's too many questions.
So many questions.
It's crazy.
I don't know. I don't know who the tourist was.
No.
And in reference, is who? What's going on here? It's one of those movies where you're not even really sure why they made it.
No.
Didn't this movie cost like $100 million?
It did, but then you think who you get, and you're like, you know what, fairs. It made like $300 million.
Yeah, I guess these actors, how much did they demand? Like 20 mil each?
Probably, right?
It's crazy that the money...
Well,
that-
Paul Bettany's 20 as well.
Oh, he's an easy 20. It was lovely watching Paul Bettany, and I'm like, you don't even know that you're going to end up in one of the highest grossing movies of all time, and you're going to have to go through so much makeup.
Oh, well, he did it an Iron Man.
Yeah.
So it would be like just his voice acting shit.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm with Johnny Depp and like...
It's a superhero movie, probably won't ever take off. Sounds like a mess. John Favreau's just improv day to day.
Yeah. God, thank God we've got some stable thing here at
Yeah.
The Tourist. Carl, who would watch The Tourist?
I guess in an honest sense, I guess it is city porn. It is.
Gotcha.
It is. They've shot Venice nicely.
Shot Venice nicely.
It's just as nice as if you put on one of those videos of somebody walking around Venice for an hour.
The 8K, like
Yeah.
just walking around Venice.
Yeah.
If you think about it, and there's a better way to do it. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a cheaper experience.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Venice?
Yeah.
Yeah. That center square, I
Yeah.
can't believe it. I think I might have said it on this podcast. There's a fucking cafe like in the middle there. It's €40 for an espresso.
Yeah.
It's so much money that it's actually just funny.
Yeah.
That's just
I think we covered a lot of this in A Haunting in Venice.
oh god. What do you think's shot? But I think this might maybe because the whole thing's bad. But I feel like they've shown Venice quite nicely.
I think they have as
It's
well.
very Venice heavy. I feel like Mission Impossible, the new one, was also Venice heavy.
Yeah.
God, it's a fun location.
I mean that it's like a dying city, right? So I guess they're just throwing.
is it a dying city? Like, as in like not tourists, but like people living there.
Yeah, people living there.
Why would you?
But it's also like if nobody lives there, what tourist is going to go there?
Yeah.
So I guess if you want to support Venice, watch The Tourist.
Yeah.
And then decide if you want to go. But I do genuinely think if you watch this for city porn, you know, put the TV on mute, put on some Muse, let The Tourist play out, you'll absolutely adore it. That's who I'm recommending it for. Oscar,
huge.
who would watch The Tourist?
I mean, I guess if you like watching, I guess I haven't seen these kind of films have kind of died out. Just we've got 2 big A-listers together, and that's the film.
The last one I can think of is Passengers.
It's such, and I think we talked a little bit earlier about this film. It's such a passenger thing of the sense of like you can see the bones for this film being really interesting.
Yeah.
And then 2 of the biggest stars in the world have joined, and a bunch of producers have gone, hey, this is going to do well, make it simpler.
Absolutely. You have just got a director hot off the win of Best Foreign Film, where his movie won over Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah.
So you've essentially got almost a Guillermo del Toro type.
Yeah.
And you've got Christopher McQuarrie writing and one of the Downton Abbey people, and it's like Gosford Park, which is a good murder mystery and very dynamic. You've got a great setting, and you've got 2 leads who come in, and it just rips it all apart.
Yeah,
Like you can
right.
see the bones of a good film forming, and then just
And they're
falling
pretty,
apart.
and it's pretty much a play for play. Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, pretty much similar vibe of like stardom, I think.
Oh yeah, I would say very. And I mean, both of the movies, in retrospect of their budgets, did not do well, but they did make a profit because of
Because
just
of the stars.
If you look at the Passengers poster and then this poster, it's the same thing where it's just close-ups on those 2 faces and then being like, they're both in this.
And it's crazy.
Watch it.
It's crazy that film died. It's crazy that I guess all the Marvel stuff have kind of replaced it now. But I can't think of another film where they've done this recently where they're like, We got 2 stars. I think they can't really do it anymore. I think Passengers was the last like sort of gasp of air.
I think maybe I would say it's got a director behind it, so obviously I think it's a little bit of a cheat, but I do think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was heavily like, this is Brad Pitt, Leonardo
Yes.
DiCaprio, first time on screen
Yes.
together, Margot Robbie, so that was a star vehicle.
Yes.
But then
I think
Quentin
yeah,
Tarantino to back it up, so
yes.
it makes it a bit different.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like, what was the one from last year? They had both
Not Barbie.
they had both Anthony Ramos and Optimus Prime. Same movie. Same movie. And it was just like, you got
Shut
it's
the
the
fuck
first
up,
time.
you
It's the
fucking
first time
loser.
the actor
Shut the fuck
it's the
up.
first time the actor from
Shut up.
In the Heights is with the god of the Autobots. In the first time they're in a movie together, and people went, yes! Let loose beasts rise!
Thank you for listening.
No, you don't get to cut it off there.
I do.